Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. And this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Rebecca. And here is her story. Hi, Ollie. Can you use the name for me, Rebecca, for this video? Did you forget about my other private video? No, yours is the last one because it was going to be so long. Look, private videos, sometimes they fall behind. So I did a couple of them today. Yours is the last one. So I still got that one to get to. Anyway, I wanted to make a public one this time. I've been having recurrent memories of my childhood and a lot of anger. I would love to hear anyone's opinion of it. I was listening to your video called The Narcissist Always Blames You, and you said how when a kid misbehaves, it is always an indicator of problems at home. But the narcissists always call the kid bad because they don't want to take the blame. It made me think of my elementary school years and how I misbehaved and was known as the class clown. In third grade, my teacher did not bother with me for the slightest thing I did. My desk was out in the hall with me in it. Everyone laughed at me and I enjoyed the attention. I also could not learn well from my life. The information just never sank in. Even though I was a smart person and excelled at writing stories and had a vivid imagination. It was like I had a block towards learning any school-related subjects. I was also sent to the teacher's office regularly and remember sitting on the side, smelling their strong coffee and feeling so out of place. I am not dumb because when I was in college, I managed to get my BA with B grades. I was adopted as a baby and have a biological sister 2 years older than me, who was adopted too by a family that I will call the Finks that lived near me. They had 9 other kids beside her and were highly religious. In 4th grade, her mother was my teacher. Every day, Mr. Fink used to embarrass me and call on me for answers I never knew. And she was very aware of it. She seemed to relish watching my blank face and kept prompting me even when other kids tried to save me by saying they knew it and could answer for me. She said, "No, she'll get it," and prompt me more. Being the people pleaser I was, I tried again, and one time when she had prompted me so many times and I still didn't know, I felt so dumb that I had to look at the window because my eyes were prickling so much I was scared the tears would escape. I believe now that I was the black sheep from my invisible biological family. Because my biological sister was smart and the most popular in school, and my biological brother was a mama's boy. Anyway, by her own accord, my biological sister stopped talking to me when I was 8. When I was 18, we met again by her accord and developed a shallow relationship that was based on intrigue that we were biologically related. When I was 22, I decided to bring up my emotions regarding adoption and how I felt it affected me. She said it was interesting, but she blamed all my feelings on my dysfunctional upbringing and said that she was normal because her family was more religious and healthy. She even said that she wanted to see a therapist when she was a teenager, but her mother said, "Are you sure you want to do that? Because if you do, it'll make you feel labeled as problematic and you will never feel the same." Meaning she'll feel crazy, so we'll be crazy. She agreed not to and felt fine after that. Quote unquote fine. I was angry about how she always seemed perfect and made me feel like the insane one. I remembered how her mother treated me and told her about it, saying she was cruel and I never forgave her for it. A while later, when I was home, my mother told me that Mrs. Fink had spoken to her about what I said about her mistreating me in 4th grade and said it felt it was because it was a mistake that I was her teacher because she was my sister's mother. No apology, just an excuse for my anger. I bet she never thought I would still be affected by it, and she probably expected me just to get over it, just like she expected her daughter to get over her feelings about being adopted, because it would look crazy. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on this, and if I am right in any way. My biological sister is still a stuck-up snob who reveres her mother and says out of all her siblings, she is the only one, so she thinks adoption made her a better person because she is not as petty as them. I think she is just numb and doesn't trust her feelings. I haven't spoken to her since she one-upped me by saying she will not take my abusive talk and needs a few months, and that she hopes I will manage. It has been more than a year. I think she is the one who is too hurt. I have been the therapist over the years because my problems with having friends and my mother wanted to fix me. However, I never felt normal until I watched your videos and the videos about narcissistic abuse, because it finally made sense that I felt I had no inherent self-worth unless I was codependent and was getting a high from being loved by a narcissist. Thank you, and thanks for your channel. It's very validating, Rebecca. You always want to be loved by the one who will never love you. That's really the curse of narcissistic abuse, is you want these people to give a shit about you, and they just don't. They never, ever will. What I will say to you is, because I've done a bunch of private videos for this person, so I know their story pretty well. I did not know your biological sister was adopted by another family, and that adoptive mother was your teacher, and the whole thing is weird, Rebecca. That whole thing is weird. It's like you got pieces of who you were, where you came from, right in front of you, but you're not allowed to make any sense of them. Here's your biological sister living with a different mother and father. Okay, however that happened, it happened. But then being used as a weapon against you. So not only do you have your own adoptive parents, not only are you dealing with being adopted, okay, your own issues with narcissism with your own adoptive parents, okay, but, okay, now you have a biological sister who's adopted by another family who you still know somehow, end up in the classroom as the student of your biological sister's adoptive mother, who's obviously another narcissist going to use. The narcissism triangulation doesn't seem to end anywhere in your story. So, and based on what I know about your other things, about old family members trying to get back, and, with your current situation, you need stability somewhere. You need to find, and this person is married and she has a child, okay, you need, and I believe I've told you this privately, okay, your focus needs to be on you, your husband, and your daughter, and what you want to do going forward. Okay? Here's the thing, Rebecca, that you need to keep in mind. Okay? All these people you've talked to me about in the past, all of them, adoptive mothers, real parents, your husband's parents, now your sister and your sister's adoptive, none of them are the key to your happiness. None of them. The people that we are trying to get over, and you spend so much time fixating on, they're never going to be the key to your solutions. Never. They're always the cause. They're always the cause. You got so much you got to fix on. And the reason why, look, it makes sense that you were a class clown being adopted into the type of family you were adopted into, because you were a pleaser. You wanted to please people. You wanted to make them happy. And you're willing to sacrifice yourself in order to do it. No more self-sacrifice for these people. At this point, it doesn't matter what your sister thinks, because she's not on your side anyway. Your sister's only intent on making sure she can look down her nose at you. I'm better for it. No, she's not. She just doesn't want to admit she's just as abused as you are. She just doesn't want to admit the truth. The narcissist is never the answer to your problem. Never. These people you're obsessing over, these people you're worrying about, they are nothing more than problems. They're just additional issues and obstacles in your life that you need to figure out excuse me, how you're going to get away from. You need to figure out who you are, what you want. Okay, because your whole life has been people pleasing as a way to protect yourself out of fear of ultimately being rejected. That's what it is. People have been rejecting you your whole life. You know, that's how a lot of adopted children feel. That's how they're treated when they're adopted into another family. You knowing your blood sister, and she's with another family, and that family's abusing you too. I mean, who's putting you in a classroom with your adoptive sister's mother? Like, your biological sister's adoptive mother. I mean, that's weird. That's just bad. That's just bad decision making all around. And it just goes to show you what an afterthought you've always been. Stop worrying about these people. What they think doesn't matter. So, I hope that helps. And I will be getting to your private video. So, thank you so much for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to help keep it successful, growing, and expanding, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.